Marjorie Taylor Greene, as per usual, is very angry about something. And this week, she is angry about this past weekend's episode of the Larry David Show on HBO, Curb Your Enthusiasm. That's right, Marjorie Taylor Greene has now picked a fight with a sitcom because she just apparently has nothing better to do. What pissed Marjorie Taylor Greene off with this past weekend's episode is that, I don't watch the show, but this is what I've read. Larry David was in the state of Georgia for the show. He gives a woman a bottle of water while she's waiting in line to vote. And obviously in Georgia, that is now against the law. So the character of Larry David on the program finds himself in trouble with the law. There's some other things, including him having to go door to door to get people to sign a petition. And at one point, there's a guy in like a MAGA hat, I guess. So they depicted the MAGA people as they are. And that is what pissed Marjorie Taylor Greene off to the point where she got on social media and had this to say. This is a glaring reminder of why most Georgians resent Republicans in our state for inviting the nasty commies from California, the Hollywood elites, into our state by dishing out Hollywood tax credits. This week's episode lied and painted Georgia conservatives and Trump supporters as racists and rednecks and made fun of our good new law that stops the Stacey Abrams vote pandering machine and prevents voter fraud. Now she continues, I'm going to get to that, but let's digest what she just said there. It prevents voter fraud. Like, I can't go to Georgia if people are waiting in line and give them a bottle of water. I'll go to jail for that. And that somehow prevents voter fraud? Like, giving that person a bottle of water or a cookie is voter fraud. That makes no sense. You are so dumb. Like, you are so dumb that it actually just pisses me off to think about how dumb you are, Marjorie. And those Hollywood commies. For the love of God, can you open up a thesaurus and come up with a new attack on everybody you don't like? Can you just stop calling them communists? Is that the only word your little tiny bird brain knows? My God, you go back to the 50s when that was actually an insult. Nobody cares about it these days. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. Like, she is so dumb that it creates this visceral reaction in me that I almost can't function because she's so dumb. For the record, you know what? I'm going to stay on this for a second. Do you know, and yes, by the way, Hollywood has been doing a lot of stuff in Georgia. The MCU has filmed a lot of stuff in Georgia. It's a great place to film. Do you know what all this Hollywood filming in Georgia has brought into that state? The latest numbers from the year 2022 show that Hollywood spending in Georgia generated $4.4 billion in revenue for the state of Georgia. And here she is calling these people spending billions of dollars in her backyard, creating thousands and thousands of jobs. She hasn't created a single job in her life. Those people from Hollywood that she calls commies created thousands of jobs, generated $4 billion plus in economic activity in her state, and she hasn't done a damn thing for the state of Georgia in her entire life. I digress, and she continued. We in Georgia are fed up with disgusting Hollywood and their disgusting values and elite judgment in our state that is trying to turn Georgia blue. And we expect our Republican-controlled state leaders to protect Georgia from the radical left, not continually legislate a way for them, which is slowly handing Georgia over to the Democrats. Take it from me! As I fight against Democrats in Washington and their radical, evil, and America Last policies, I can tell you firsthand that we in Georgia need to step and do more to protect Georgia. Protect Georgia from what? From the economic activity that's coming from the people in Hollywood? Protect them from what, Marge? From the jobs that are being created because of all the money Hollywood is spending in Georgia? You want to send your state back to the bottom of the list of states in this country in terms of poverty? You know, you want to make it worse? You want to take money out of people's pockets by sending Hollywood back to California? Because that's what you're fighting against. Hollywood has been a godsend for the state of Georgia. That for far too long has been last, or near the last, by the way, in the country in terms of revenue, in terms of health, in terms of every indicator that matters, that shows that there is progress. Hollywood is actually helping to move Georgia up. Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to take you back down a few notches. That's what you get with Marge. That's what you get with Republicans. backwards motion instead of forward progress.